All right. Well, I don't see any additional people joining us right now, but if they should, then we will welcome them in when they get here. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jasmine McKinney. I am the program director for the East Michigan APEX Accelerator. And today we are going to do our monthly orientation class, APEX Accelerators Orientation. Is government contracting right for you or right for your business? So, the purpose of today's webinar is to give individuals the opportunity to learn a little bit more about government contracting and then also to ask any questions that you might have. It also gives you a baseline of information to help you as you begin your journey or as you begin your journey with our program in terms of understanding expectations, understanding what it is that you need to do in order um, to be in line with receiving counseling services from our counselors here. And so, in order to receive a counseling service or to be eligible for counseling, you have to attend an orientation class. And so, you can check this on your bucket list of things. You have done this. So, I am pretty relaxed in terms of presenting. So if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to raise your hand. Definitely drop the questions in the chat. Stacy's here, so she will monitor the chat and let me know when there are questions in there. Feel free to ask anything. It might not be something that we're talking about right now, but if it's a question that's burning in your heart, feel free to ask it. Rather be able to answer any questions you may have than for you to leave with the same questions that you started with. So, as I said before, I am the regional director for the East Michigan APEX Accelerator, and we serve the eastern thumb portion of the state of Michigan. APEX Accelerators are a program of record the Department of Defense, and it is administered through a cooperative agreement, which is a hybrid between a grant and a contract. Uh, Through a nonprofit organization or a university community college or a state government and the federal government. Um, Match funds are required in order to receive the funding. And we here in the state of Michigan receive our match funding from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. And the host of our cooperative agreement here at the East Michigan APEX Accelerator is the Flint and Genesee Economic Alliance. Um, there are over 10 offices in the state of Michigan. So there are eight offices that host a cooperative agreement, and then there are satellite offices for a few that have a larger territory. And so wherever you're located, there is an Apex Accelerator that is close to you. Our mission is to serve as the access for new and existing businesses to strengthen the defense industrial base. And we do that through a variety of different ways by accelerating innovation, fostering ingenuity, and establishing resilient and diverse supply chains. So, not only do we contribute to the defense industrial base, contribute to the overall government industrial base by assisting clients with local, federal, and state contracting, as well as subcontracting under all three of those entities. So whether you're looking to contract directly with the Department of Defense or one of their prime contractors, or you're looking to contract with a local entity such as a local city or a school district, we are able to assist you with everything from cradle to grave as it supports those efforts. Our vision here is to build a diverse and resilient domestic industrial base that can deliver preeminent solutions to the military and other government users. So we're here to connect you, make sure you have the opportunities. And this is where I start getting ahead of myself. But so we'll talk about some of the services that we provide that help you to achieve those goals as it relates to our vision. So, like I said, in the state of Michigan, we have, which we have a slide on that, we have 10 offices throughout the country. There are over 96 APEX accelerators. So those are individual cooperative agreements. So where you see those little blue dots, that's where we have cooperative agreements. As you can see, Michigan is lit up like a Christmas tree. Something that is a little known fact and something that we're very proud of is the fact that Michigan is the mother of the APEX Accelerator, or the PTAP, Procurement Technical Assistance Program, as it is referred to in the federal record program. So it stamps and has grown into this wonderful network, this beautiful program that provides this critical service to help strengthen the defense industrial base, to help overall strengthen the industrial base throughout many different industries, and to support um, businesses with government contracting. So in 1984, the program was established, as I said before. So prior to that, there was a program here in Michigan, like I said, in Onaway, and some Department of Defense people and senators heard about this program, and so they came to Michigan to learn more. And the program was established to expand the number of businesses capable of being able to participate with government contracting. In our more recent history, so we've gone through a few name changes, but Apex Accelerators is our current name, and that was announced in October, well, actually November of 2022. In October of 2022, we transitioned from the Defense Logistics Agency to the Office of Small Business Programs within the Department of Defense. Our rebrand happened in November of 2022, where we became the APEX Accelerator Program. Previously, we were known as the Procurement Technical Assistance Centers. APEX, while it doesn't stand for anything, it's not an acronym, we like to think of it as a destination. So we're taking you to the apex of government contracting. A couple of other things to note is that we do have a signed MOU with the SBA that helps to strengthen the support that we both provide to small businesses and to meet their needs. Um, we do a lot of things to help support businesses as it relates to government contracting, and obviously the Small Business Administration is the administer to make sure that small businesses receive their fair share of the pie. So they have um, all kinds of different things that they're doing, whether it's certifications, helping businesses that might receive a contract to make sure they have funding available to be able to deliver on those contracts, as well as um, overseeing the set asides and making sure that businesses are being, or small businesses are being utilized for contracting opportunities, and making sure that the small business portion of the federal record and the FAR is being followed. So the SBA does a lot of that, and we do a lot of things to help support that work. So as I said, we have over 90 Apex accelerators within the United States, as well as our territories. We also have within that 90 plus Apex accelerators, so that's 90 different cooperative agreements with the federal government and a nonprofit community college or a state government. We also have 300 local offices. So some cooperative agreements have a satellite office in other parts of their state to be able to meet the needs and be where their clients are. Apex accelerators are the bridge between the buyer and supplier, and bring to bear the knowledge of both government contracting and the capabilities of contractors to help maximize fast, reliable service to our governments with better quality and at lower costs or best value. All right. All right. So, as I said before, this is a quick map of the Apex accelerators here in the state of Michigan. We do have within our state a membership organization for Apex Accelerator employees. And so that's what the Michigan Alliance of Apex Accelerators is. It's just a professional development organization that we use to help network um, within our state, being able to provide our employees with updated trainings, cooperative purchasing, different things like that that we do in order to be able to enhance the services that we provide to you all. So if you are not, we are located in that dark purple where you see the number 5, covering Shiawassee, Genesee, Lapeer, St. Clair, Sanilac, Tuscola, and Huron. So if you're not in our territory, but you happen to be in the state of Michigan, then one of the offices that you would want to connect with is in one of these other colors. Really proud of the network that we have here in the state of Michigan. All right, so to the meat and potatoes. That was who Apex Accelerators is, who East Michigan Apex Accelerators are. And now we're going to talk a little bit more about government contracting. So, why government contracting? So, number one, it is uh, the federal government is the largest purchaser of goods and services in the entire world. The United States federal government, with nearly $100 billion each year in federal contracts going to small businesses. And there are contracts that exist for just about everything that you could imagine, from paper clips to armored tanks, toilet paper, uh, iPads, you name it, someone is purchasing it along the supply chain. And we are here to help connect you with those opportunities. So it is an opportunity for market expansion. So if you're doing really well in the private market, and we really encourage you to have sales in the private market so that you can have an understanding of your price points, and different things like that. So, generally speaking, when you're talking about government contracting, you're looking at being in business with receipts for at least 2 years prior to getting into contracting. That doesn't mean that that's your story. So, that's a recommendation. Um, and there still could be opportunities for people that don't have that benchmark, right? So I've had clients that were like, I hear what you're saying about 2 years, but I think we're ready, or this is what I want to do. And so they're really focused on the government contracting piece, and so they're going after it prior to that 2 years. But we really encourage you to have 2 years of sales prior to trying to engage in the government contracting space, because that helps you learn more about your company, and to have established customers. When you're talking about government, they want to lower their risk. And so by you doing contracting with other entities on the private market, that helps the government to see that you have some established customers. You're not just relying on the government. Um, for your sales, and that you've been able to deliver on those contracts in the past. Okay, so what do we do? We help to fortify the defense and government industrial base. We help to increase the small business certifications and participation of small businesses in the marketplace. We help to increase awareness, regarding foreign ownership, control, or influence. Which, if you want to have a conversation about that, I'd love to offline about foci. Just kidding. We help to bring awareness to the very real threats that exist with cyber. And so we help to improve cybersecurity, and as it relates to contracting, but also as it relates to protecting your small business, um, facilitating innovation for the defense and government industrial bases. So there are a lot of different innovation programs that help innovators bring things to market. And so we are here to help make connections and help to make you aware of different programs that exist. If you have a solution to a government problem, there's probably a program that will help support you in bringing that idea um, to market. And then we help to strengthen the supply chain by connecting you to opportunities, bid opportunities, making sure that you understand what the requirements are for purchasing, and supporting you through along the lines of all of the government contracting opportunities, and capturing market data in key industries. So the government, Department of Defense specifically, has some key industries that they're looking to shore up and to create, or not create, but to find solutions for. And so we help to um, collect that information for our companies that are in those key industries, to be able to bring that information back to DoD, that these are the potential companies that can help with those solutions. All right, so as I said before, we assist with everything from cradle to grave when it comes to government contracting. And so this list is not all inclusive in terms of how we support businesses. But one thing that we do is we provide one-on-one counseling. So that's just an opportunity for you to sit down with a counselor and talk specifically about your company's needs, your goals, setting those goals, and then working a plan to achieve those goals. Counselors can assist with everything from, and so these are the things here, registrations and certifications. So anybody familiar with the system for award management, or that's on the federal side, Sigma on the state side. But when we talk about state and local contracting, that's one thing that I do want to touch on, is that we're not just talking about state and local to the state of Michigan or to our region. So we're not just talking about local contracting with Genesee County. We're talking about local contracting, and that could be with the city of with New York City, or with LA, or LA County. So when we're talking state and local, it is any state, it is any local government entity that we can assist you with contracting opportunities for. So a lot of those entities require you to register in different portals. We're here to assist to make sure you do those things correctly, especially when it comes to SAM, for instance, with the federal government, and obviously with Sigma here in the state of Michigan. But I've also assisted companies with those same or similar registrations in Texas and Florida, and wherever it is that they're interested in contracting. When we think about what we do, it's easier for me to just say the things that we don't do. So we do not tell you what to charge the government. So the government does not pay us to sit here and tell you what to charge them. But we can run a price history report to look at comparable contracts that have been awarded in more recent times, or previous contracts, like if it's a contract that's been let before and awarded, we can look at where it landed previously to help you understand the market and um, where you might need to sharpen your pencil. We can help you find specifications and standards. We host training events and webinars on government contracting topics or topics related. We host a bid match. So this is probably one of our coolest tools that we have for our clients. So our bid match, we're able to put in your company's capabilities, any codes that might relate to the things that you sell, whether it's service or product, and then it populates an email to you on a daily basis of different opportunities that your company can bid on. So open bids, if you're looking nationally, it looks at about 3,400 sites, scrapes all those sites, brings all that data based on your capabilities to you in an email with links. And you can just go in and click around and find bid opportunities that match your company's capabilities. Um, we also do market opportunity assessment. I'm sorry. Where we're actually, and this is one of the first things that we do with a client, where we actually look at, is there an opportunity for you? Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. I did say the government buys just about everything, and they do. But how regularly do they buy it? Are you geographically, does it make sense for them to yeah, the government might buy cakes, but are they buying cakes in Michigan for something, an event that they're hosting in California? Maybe not. Um, and so we make sure that we look at the market to be able to have a greater understanding of where your company fits, agencies to target, and those types of things. I mean, like I said, we help with federal, state, and local, as well as subcontracting. So that is thousands and thousands of entities that we're able to connect you with. However, we definitely want to streamline that and make sure that as you're going along your government contracting path that you have a more tailored path for you, like that it makes sense in terms of, okay, yeah, I sell iPads and I know everybody is buying iPads at some point for employees. But where does it make the most sense for you um, logistically to tap in? What agencies, where is the opportunity? And so we can help do some market research to understand who are the current providers of the goods or services that you sell, see how you match up to what they're doing, and see if there's opportunity in the market for your company. We also, one thing we do not do is write bids. So we do not respond to the bid for you. That is not our role. Our role is to help you review the solicitation to decide if it's a bid go or no go. But really, at the end of the day, that is up to you. You are the expert on your business. We're just here to help support, make sure you understand what you're reading, make sure you're getting. So, you know, you might find a bid and you're like, Jasmine, I found this bid. I got my bid match the other day. I found this bid and I think it's a great opportunity. And the first thing I'm going to look through is see, okay, so there was a mandatory walkthrough that was last week and we didn't attend that. So that was mandatory. You didn't attend it. So now you're not eligible to bid that opportunity. I'm using that as an example to how we can help support you. Because you might just see the opportunity. We're going to be looking for more of those technical items to see um, does it make sense for your company? And at the end of the day, that is your decision to decide whether you're going to invest your time in responding to that solicitation. We can also help you where you have questions about preparing that bid, putting things together. But again, we do not actually write the proposal for you. All right, so a little bit earlier we were talking about the MOU with the SBA, and so these are some of the items that we assist with, where we kind of dovetail with the SBA. And so federal government procurement goals. So 23%, these are all in the FAR, which is the Federal Acquisition Regulations, which is like the Bible for government contracting as it relates to federal contracting. And so the FAR dictates, so as a mandate by Congress, all these things are mandated by Congress and cannot be changed without a decision of Congress. So Congress would have to say, this is something we're not going to do. They'd have to vote on that anymore. And so that would change the federal regulation. These are things that are set in stone. Um, so there is a federal mandate that 23% of all contracting, so all federal contracting, shall be done with small businesses, 5% with small disadvantaged business, 5% with woman-owned small businesses, 3% with historically underutilized business zone firms, and 3% with service disabled veteran-owned businesses. As I said before, these things are in the federal, they're federally mandated. So an act of Congress would change these things, only an act of Congress. And these goals are prescribed within those regulations. So let's talk a little bit, and we're going to get to that on the next screen. So I will defer to the next screen. So when we're talking about those set-asides, as I tell anybody, so I am a Black female, and if I owned a business, it would be a small business. So I can definitely say I am a woman-owned, minority-owned business. That's a true story. However, if I am trying to win contracts based on, or not based on, but as a part of my minority status or my gender, then I have to get certified with the Small Business Administration. And our team is here to help support you with that. And so then you would say, I am a certified woman-owned small business, or I am a certified minority-owned small business enterprise. And so you have to go through the appropriate channels in order to be able to use the certification. And like I said, we're here to help support you. So there is a woman-owned small business certification, economically disadvantaged woman-owned small business, veteran-owned small business, service disabled veteran-owned small business, 8A, which is for socially and economically disadvantaged individuals, and that is, we call it a certification, but really it's a program. It's 9 years, 9-year program to help to boost those companies with different opportunities and programs that help support their business as they grow in contracting and as they grow as a company in general. And then there's HubZone, which is a location-based certification where 35% of your employees have to reside in a HubZone. And then your business has to be located in a HubZone as well. And then we also assist with the Minority Business Enterprise certification, as well as the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise certification, which is the DBE program is through the Department of Transportation, and it is a requirement of all entities that receive DOT funds. So if you receive federal Department of Transportation funds, so like your Mass Transit Authority, your public airports, all of those entities have DBE goals, and so they look for DBE certified firms to be able to help support on a direct and also indirect, so also subcontracting opportunities there as well. And so we are here to help you get through those processes to make sure that you're certified correctly. The top, so those bottom two are maintained by different entities. So with DBE, you would go directly to the Michigan Department of Transportation, and they are a certifying body here in the state of Michigan. MBE, that would be with the Michigan Minority Supplier Development Council, and they're located out of Detroit, but they do certify companies throughout the state of Michigan with the MBE certification. And then the other certifications that I've mentioned on this page are maintained and are part of the portfolio of the Small Business Administration. And so they administer all of those certifications. And we are, like I said, here to assist. I like to think we have a high record of success. A lot of times companies will try and do these things on their own in terms of certifications, and they miss things. So then they have to go back through the process and do it all over again. But we're just here, to help be a check and balance, help look over your documentation, required documentation, make sure that it tells the appropriate story for the company, so that you can get through the process a little bit more seamlessly and maybe, just maybe, on the first round. Like I said, we have a high level of achievement when it comes to assisting businesses with getting certified on the first go. And that's because we see it all the time. So we know what to look for. Whereas if you're registering yourself or you're certifying and doing it on your own, you might not necessarily know what to look for. You might not realize that something that's in your bylaws kind of contradicts something that's written somewhere else for the company. And so then that questions the ownership or the control of the company. And so these are things that we are not kind of, but we are trained to look for to make sure that the appropriate story is being told for the company and that you don't get caught up and have to start all over. We're here to make it simple. All right. So another one of our services that I love because we'll start at the bottom because it's free to you all. We do pay for it. So we want to make sure you use it because otherwise we're paying for a service that nobody's using. And so the bid match service that we operate is at no cost directly to you. We pay for those services through our budget. And as I said before, it is a web-based service where we put in your NAICS codes. Here it says it searches 1,500. The other day I saw something that said about 3,400 if you're looking full federal, full state, full local. Um, so I'm not sure what's true, but either way, that's a lot of opportunities where it's looking at different websites um, and pulling that data, pulling that based off of keywords and phrases, product service codes, NAICS codes, FSC codes. So those are federal supply codes um, to bring directly to you in an email on a daily basis based on geography. So if you're like, Jasmine, hey, I only want to do contracting in the state of Michigan, we can tailor that just to come from the state of Michigan. So it wouldn't pull from that full large amount of government websites. It would pull from a smaller amount that are coming just directly out of the state of Michigan. If you're looking for opportunities in multiple states, we can adjust it to that by agency. So it is pretty tailor friendly when it comes to that. We can't tailor it down to like local municipalities and those types of things, but we can tailor it down to a state level. And then let's see, you would work directly with your counselor to build your profile so that you can get those things started. And all of our companies are eligible to receive our bid match services. All right, so that brings us to the end of the presentation. This is the wonderful photo of the team. We need to update that, and we'll be doing that soon because we have a new member of our team who is also on the call today, Nick Newman, who is our new intake coordinator, and we're super excited to have him on the team, and we will, of course, add him to the photo. So the next time you see this photo, it will have Nick's lovely face added to it. If you look to the left of the screen, you'll see the map and our territory. Those are all the ways that you can connect with us, whether you want to give us a call. That's my number, so you'd be calling me directly. And then our email address, as well as our website and our state website that we have collectively with all of the APEX accelerators around the state of Michigan. So I have run out of things to talk to you about, um, but that's okay because you're going to get some time back in your day, maybe. But we also are here to answer any questions that you may have, and so I will do that now. Stacy has put some things in the chat regarding scheduling one-on-one counseling session, also our survey, which takes about 1 to 2 minutes. We love to hear feedback. So if there's something that you think that needs to be added, or you super enjoyed the morning's presentation, please provide us that feedback by going to that link and filling in, or if you didn't like something or you thought we should spend more time on something, please definitely give us the feedback. Um, we like to be able to adjust ourselves based on what our clients' needs are, and the only way for us to know that is for you to tell us. We also are present on LinkedIn and Facebook, and so for our most up-to-date um, updates, our most up-to-date updates. But anyway, you can go directly to our LinkedIn page, which Stacy has linked there in the chat, as well as our Facebook page for all of our updates. And Stacy does a wonderful job of keeping that updated on a very regular basis. And if you're interested in attending any of our upcoming events, she has also placed a link for that. We also have a couple of different learning opportunities coming up tomorrow. You can join us back here in the morning with your cup of coffee and maybe an omelet or something. But we do have our government contracting 101. So that's more of a deeper dive on contracting. Um, and so that is tomorrow from 9 to 11. Um, and I will be the wonderful presenter on that one. And then on September 10th, we have a presenter, which is the United States Small Business Association or Administration, and that is their local office here in the state of Michigan. Their Michigan district office will be presenting on the 8A Business Development Program, giving an overview on that program, any updates and changes, anything that you need to know about being certified, and then leveraging that certification. Join us and Gabrielle from 12 to 1 on September 10th. So those are our upcoming events. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. And if there aren't any other questions or anything else, I'm going to let you have 17 minutes back in your day and want to thank you all for joining us this morning.